So for your product pages, um, as far as the copy on the product page, make sure that your copy is sufficiently optimized with keywords to allow it to be indexed by the organic search algorithm as well as for the Amazon advertising algorithm. So for your front end, which is the portion of your product page that that's visible to shoppers, you want to make sure that the title and the key features are sufficiently optimized, but also are readable. Okay, so gone are the days of keyword stuffing where you have a product title that has 500 characters in it, with 30 different ways of naming your product. Okay, make sure your backend, I abbreviate them as BEST and BESM. So ST stands for search term and SM stands for subject matter. Make sure those fields are filled in with keywords that are relevant to your product. Back to your front end, make sure your product description is in order as well. I didn't put in here to focus on the EBC or the A plus content, but what we have noticed is that in certain categories where, um, so Amazon, if you've noticed on Amazon, not every product category, and even from product to product, is the page format identical, right? So sometimes, so what we've seen is that Amazon has shifted the order of of the elements that you see on the page. So at the very top, you see product title. Right below that, you see the bullet points or the key features, and then you'll see some ads potentially, some other things such as customers frequently bought together type of products. Um, but then usually soon after that, you will see the product description. Now um, the we've been seeing the product image gallery come up even before the product description, and that's even so the product description gets pushed down, but so does EBC. So the so not only do you have the image gallery where it's always been on the left hand side to the left of the zoomed in version of the image, you also get a fully zoomed in version of every image in an image gallery that is below a couple of carousels that are midway down the page, that are below the fold. So it really depends on category whether or not EBC is a feature that would help conversions significantly, because we've been seeing in certain cases that EBC may not be as powerful as it is anymore. So I'm mentioning that just in case you're doing some last minute changes or last minute projects where you should really focus your effort and your energy on. And that leads me to the next section, which is images. So make sure they are competitively appealing, and the word here says complaint. It should be compliant. Okay. So make sure that your images are large enough. Make sure they are at minimum 1,500 by 1,500 pixels. And the reason why you want to do that is so that customers can see your image, your product image thumbnails, but it also gives them an opportunity to zoom in on the image. And if you have a sharp image that's either very nicely photographed or 3D rendered with um, precise detail, allowing customers to zoom in on the product kind of gives them that immersive um, experience. So you want to definitely make sure the image is appealing. It's of a large size. Make sure that it's on a completely white background, unless you're in a category that Amazon allows you to have a main image which has some props or has a background that is relevant to your product. There are certain categories in patio, lawn, and garden, and other categories that a colleague has recently told me where Amazon is allowing that. So that is in the seller policy. It's in the terms of service. So go ahead and review those guidelines and take advantage and optimize your images um, for the for the attributes that Amazon allows you to have. So have meaningful images. So in your thumbnails, make sure your thumbnails are viewable at that thumbnail size. Make sure it's, if you're trying to embed text and copy in those images, try to make them readable even at the size of a thumbnail so that people can see it. Okay. Next thing you want to do, if you can, without violating seller guidelines, is to shore up your product reviews. Get as many of them as possible. Make them as positive as possible. There are tools out there that allow you to. There's one from ZonGuru, and there's a couple others out there as well, which is a Chrome extension where when you go into your Seller Central account and you open up the Manage Orders page, then ZonGuru has a Chrome extension which adds a couple of extra buttons at the top of the Manage Orders page, where just with one click, what ZonGuru will do is it'll request reviews from all your orders in the last 30 days, however many days you set in your filter. So it could be 30 days. I believe 60 days is an option, and there might be other date options as well. So if your product tends to generate positive reviews, maybe you want to take advantage of that function so that it increases the number of reviews and ratings that will appear on your product page.